Good morning, my friends. Welcome back. And know that there are many sitting right here together, even though we can't see them or hear them. Their presence and our presence make this practice even more powerful and mindful than it would otherwise be. We talked last time about shifting the energy of anger and vulnerability into that space that is capable of forgiving, and using mindfulness practice to nourish and cultivate the expansiveness of that space in us that can forgive, whether it does or not at that present moment. There's not so much a timeline for forgiveness or any shoulds attached to it. In our mindfulness practice, it's simply expanding the space and the skill within us to be able and willing to accept the suffering caused in this world by others and by ourselves. And in that acceptance, to find a wise and possible way to contribute to the relief of suffering and anger. But first we have to do it in ourselves in order to have something that we can count on to give away. And of course, none of this is perfect. Every one of us will get angry, resentful, self-justified, and perhaps even blind to the feelings within us, such as vulnerability, that push, that judgmental monkey mind to create its very powerful stories about why forgiveness is not justified. Mindfulness would probably say that it's not at all about justification, it's about capacity. And so I want to practice today with that capacity. And let us be seated comfortably, your body supported, your hands resting, and when you're ready, your eyes gently closing on an out-breath. Feel the rhythm of your breath, wherever it lies in your body right now, without trying to change it. And if you're feeling tense emotionally or physically, allow yourself to breathe in and out with the intention of letting go, for now, of some of that tension inside. Breathing out until you're all the way empty. And noticing how the in-breath comes in next. So going back to our last forgiveness and mindfulness practice, I ask you again to bring to mind a person, an action, a philosophy held by someone or by a group, a personal hurt that you have experienced from someone you trusted. As in our last meditation, choose something that is maybe a 3 or 4 on a scale of 10, if you can. Or if you choose to work with something that is much stronger than that, that's okay too. Just be aware that it is more difficult to do so. And we try to practice with smaller things so that we get good at doing that before we go on to bigger things. But it doesn't have to be that way. So allow the situation to come to mind. Envision it. Go through in your mind the stages as though they're animated of how that situation unfolded, how that judgment hurt you or others, how that prejudice inflamed you and made you want to defend. Bring that image to mind in living color. Hear it, see it, choose an example of it, and breathe. Now see if you can step back from that image just a little bit so that you can see it clearly. But it's not exactly residing inside of you right now in a way that would overpower you, or as though it just happened. Allow yourself to see it in your mind's eye and to label it. What would you call this? Give it a name. A situation where so-and-so did such and such. And I know, whatever. Allow that phrase to take on light, kind of blink in your mindful mind so that you see it clearly, brightly. What is your judgment? And now, if this is a personal hurt, bring your mind to the question of what do I contribute to this injustice and this hurt? Is there anything at all that I am doing or not doing that might be making this hurtful action more likely? And as you have those thoughts, label them. Call them what they are. And let them describe whatever part you think you might play in why that resentment and that blame hits you so hard. Where is your heart? What are you defending? And who are you defending? Allow yourself to wonder until you sense some awareness coming. An answer to the question, what is my part in this? What is pushing me to hold on to this judgment? Something I value? Probably. Perhaps an image of yourself and how you should be treated. Whatever, allow it to come to mind. And then allow yourself to remember a time when you might have acted in a similar way, even though you believed at the time that your actions were quite justified. We generally do, and sometimes they are. However, we're creating mindful space today. That space of forgiveness inside of us, body, mind, and heart. Have you got one? Have you got an image of when you were harmed? Take those with you here into a loving kindness meditation like this, aware of the harm caused by to others. I am willing to cultivate the space of forgiveness within me, recognizing the nature of my own compassion. I am willing to expand it and allow it to grow. And be grateful that I have this opportunity and the awareness and mindful practice to do so. And as you go out today, my friends, focus on that part that says, I am willing to develop that space within me. That's all. Nothing more right now. Namaste. Amen.